camp in Maine that serves people with disabilities is celebrating a major milestone. Pine Tree Camp is turning 80 years old, and a special ceremony and party is happening this weekend.
Joining us this morning on Arc Maine is Dawn Willard Robinson. She's the Pine Tree Camp director. And Dawn, first of all, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. Tell us about the history of this camp. 80 years.
Yeah, 80 years. We were part of a bigger organization called Pine Tree Society, and the Pine Tree Society ran the polio hospital in Bath back in the 30s and 40s. And the women that were there that were pioneers in their time decided to start a camp for children, and they found the spot that we're on in Rome, purchased it for very little money, and we're still there. And as we've kind of gone through the years, we started taking people with other types of physical disabilities, then taking several folks with intellectual disabilities in the 70s, and then kind of things shifted because people got their therapy services there as well throughout the summer. So not only camp, but they went to PT, OT, physical therapy, speech therapy, and so then it kind of shifted to being more in the 80s, being more of a recreational opportunity for folks and still a camp experience.
Tell us about the impact this camp has and why it's so important for people who have disabilities.
It is just an opportunity to have a sense of community and a chance to kind of not have to think about if something's going to be accessible or and open for them. So people can come and it's just one of those opportunities that they don't have to worry about that part of it. But it also, like I was saying, it's kind of it gives everybody a place and a sense of community. They build lifelong friendships, and camp is amazing anyway. Camps in general, I'm a big advocate for camping, but our camp is just there, and that's a spot. And people come back year after year. We even have adults that come back. So. It's not only their first experience, but it ends up being, a lifelong thing for them.
How many acres there on the lake, and what do you guys offer?
Okay, so it's a traditional summer camp. We have 285 acres. We have about a mile of shorefront, which we're very fortunate that they purchased it back in the 40s. And we have everything that you can think of at a traditional summer camp: arts and crafts, music and drama. We have a adaptive biking program. We have a nature program. We have a barn and a greenhouse. Swimming, of course, and boating is like the key. That's the kind of the cornerstone of what we do. We have over 5 miles of accessible trails, and just anything you can think of, we make it work for people that want to try something new.
Tell us about the age range that we're talking about here.
We were always a traditional overnight camp for years. Several years ago, we started a day camp. So our youngest day campers are 5. So our day camp is from 5 to 12. And then overnight camp is for 8 to as old as you can be. So our oldest camper this summer was 80.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. So we offered children's sessions and adult sessions as well.
That's amazing. 5 to 80.
5 to 80.
And especially
yes.
overnight camp too.
Yeah. 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 If people are still healthy and want to come to camp and can participate, then that's what we do. We make it work for them.
Love it.
I want to go to a camp.
Yeah, and we've been really lucky over the years. We've started to run programming year round. So we rebuilt all of our buildings and made everything more permanent, water and septic and that kind of thing, and heat. And now we run family camping in the off season as well.
Great.
That's great.
So families can come and try it out.
Let's talk. 80 years you've been around, so obviously you guys are blowing it out this year.
I know. I was like, sheesh.
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's talk. It's all coming up on Saturday. Talk about what time and what's going to be happening and who's invited.
Sure. Anybody that wants to come out and see what we do, we are open. We're hoping to get. We already have over 200 people registered. For the event. It's from 10 to 3 at Pine Tree Camp, and you can come out and you can try out accessible archery. You can go look at our bike demo. You can walk on the trails. People can come back and reminisce and look at all of our old photos and memorabilia that we collected is in our office. So it's just a great way to reconnect or to start and learn a little bit about us.
Yeah, obviously this is about having fun. Summer camp is so fun, but can you talk about maybe the confidence that you've seen, when someone arrives versus when they leave?
Absolutely. It gives campers the opportunity, like I said, to try and kind of step out of that comfort zone. And I think by doing some of that and being not with mom and dad or, with the caregiver that they're used to, it really builds that sense of self-esteem, that sense of that they can try and do anything. And I think a lot of times we really focus on those skills and having them bring them back to their community and go to other camps or try things at school and that kind of thing. So
one thing I know on your website, you guys really like to really advertise and tell people about is you're a counselor to camper ratio being 3 to 1.
Yeah, we have a 3-to-1 camper to staff to camper ratio. It still allows for some of that, individualized care that they need, but it also gives them a little bit more. They need to, get a little more freedom in that aspect as well. But yes, for sure, we have a much lower camper to staff ratio.
What's the parents' reaction? We talk about building the confidence in the campers, but how about when they say, "Mom, Dad, I did archery, or I did this, or I jumped in the lake," and
or I
are
made
they
a new
shocked?
friend.
Yeah,
they're amazed, really. I think even sometimes our campers who have been coming for years, when we started to do family programming, it was right around COVID, and we weren't able to run our overnight camp. And parents started to come with some of their adult campers, and they were amazed at their confidence in their level of independence when it comes to camp. They knew where to go, what to do. They've tried this already, and so everybody they're so thrilled with that. But it also gives families a little bit of respite as well. They get to take some time off. I just sent a mom this week and said, "Go do something for yourself." It was a first-time camper, and she was like, "Okay." So
I don't know how to do that.
I
but
know,
I'll try.
and it's hard. As a parent, it's hard to send your kids to camp anyway. But then to let alone think that they may not have the that you worry about their them being able to communicate their needs, and then also to people to care for them. So we try to build that trust for families so that, and they do come back year after year, and I think that's why.
Let's talk about your budget, because you want to be able to offer this to everybody. So this must,
Absolutely.
I was reading,
So
like $2 million?
Right now our budget is about a little over $2 million, and so we have to raise a good chunk of that every year. And so we do fundraising events and everything, but we have never turned anyone away based on their inability to pay since we started in 1945. So if someone comes and it's a sliding fee scale, they can pay whatever they're able to pay, but then the rest we cover that tuition cost for them.
Wow. And real quick, if you could just let everybody know your website if they'd like to
Sure.
learn more.
It's www.pinetreesociety.org. And we actually have a really kind of cool thing going on. We have a matching grant that's happening with our board, and they've said that they would match up to $100,000, so you can double your money if you make a donation to this during this time frame.
Sounds good. 10:30 to 3:30.
10:30 to 3:30 Saturday.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time this morning and all the work you do.
Oh, thank you for having me. Really.